I think we can finish this case tonight, friends. I'm excited. December 28th, 2:30 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 3.
Now then, I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted to his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, though pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations on the DL6 incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I'd like to run this one by the book. I see. Not sure this is by the book considering the fact we didn't set up anything for this, but does the defense have any objections?
I can't have my boyfriend go to jail. Come on. No, Your Honor. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you?
Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Will the witness state his name and profession?
Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecuting attorney.
Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct?
It is correct.
Then testify about this matter to the court.
When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That will be the key, but only if I can get it to work. Please, please. Well, before we even hear this, just kidding. I want to take a look at the court record myself, because I never really took a genuine look at that bullet. DL6 bullet taken from Gregory Edgeworth's heart still bears clear ballistic markings. Okay. We also have a picture of the murder. And, there's always been one thing in here that never made any sense, right? And that is, what's that bullet hole doing there? What's that bullet hole doing that in their picture, right? If what Miles Edgeworth is saying is true, and he threw a gun and the gun went off and the bullet went into his dad's heart, why there bullet hole in the window? Huh? Why there bullet hole in window? What that bullet hole doing? What that bullet hole doing? No clues found at the scene either. One bullet found in heart, murder weapon. You'll notice, too, the murder weapon was fired twice. Wait, based on the picture, you don't think the elevator doors can open? Yeah, they're a little flush, aren't they? They look a little thick and they look a little flush to the rest of the elevator, but it's probably just an artistic problem.
That day, I'd gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted them to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day.
The doors went open. Curse this elevator. Why is there a gun in a courthouse? Excellent question, especially here in Japan for you.
That's all.
And until now, you thought this memory was a dream.
We were stuck in that elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator ran out, and I lost my memory of the events.
The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
That's true. The bailiff would have a gun, wouldn't he? Yes, Your Honor. I think this is our bit right here, right? We don't even have to dig in. We just looked about the fact that the court records said that the gun had been fired twice. There we go. Are you sure you only heard one gunshot?
Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and then the scream. Then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came.
I see.
No, Your Honor. Unfortunately, you don't. You big dummy.
What?
Look at this file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness's testimony.
You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence, unless you can tell us what page it's on.
But can you spell gun? The victim data. Look at the victim data in this file. You big poo-poo head. It says it quite plainly. The murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot. Yet, the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? Someday I want to go back and continue playing Danganronpa with Chris. I miss that series. I know. It is the epitome of someone trying to, like, stall for time. It's got the energy of someone who, like, you know how, like, Congress will sometimes come up and they're like, we can't pass this bill. It's 900 pages long. I can't read it. Nobody can read this bill. And it's like, it's your job to know what's in that thing, all right? I don't care how long it is. It's your job. You should know what's in that thing.
Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware,
Hey, Julian Eileen, how you doing?
this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated.
They do that. They do really do that all the time. Especially spending bills. They'll be given like 72 hours to read through it before they vote on it. But they're like, no, it's too long. They have like a dozen people that each work for each of them to, like, I don't know, make sure they go to poop on time. Read the things.
The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when that second shot was fired.
Yeah, and then some people waste time. That's literal wasting time, right?
It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident.
What?
I see. You do have a point. Mr. Wright, the murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case?
Sure. Maybe Yanayogi went to the shooting range earlier that day, and maybe he fired one shot and then got hungry and got a sandwich from Subway, a foot long. A foot long sub from Subway, and then only took one shot. Your Honor, I think you'll be able to show your proof. Show you proof.
What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma. Save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence that shatters your entire mind. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of that pistol is related to this incident?
I think this is it right here, right? We were talking about this before. We have presence of two bullets in this picture. Number one is in that man over there. Sorry, bud. But number 2 is in the window, right? Very clearly. And the man and window don't seem to be connected to each other. Look at this they keep doing it, man. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is
I can see the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth.
Look at this faux giraffe! Works pretty well.
Every time it makes me laugh, because I'm like looking at a fake giraffe, and I'm like, that giraffe is so fake.
This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it.
So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired? Where?
Your Honor, please. Please get a clue. Show the judge the contradiction in the photo. Whoa, where's it gonna go? I don't know. It's right here. It's this bullet right here. Please, thank you. Yeah, it feels kind of weird that nobody ever spotted that second shot. Now, for reasons that will come up coming up here soon, there's a reason why they never found that bullet. But they should have at least spotted the hole in the window, right? Guy, you're fine, Fiona. It's pretty obvious gun shit right there. Take a look at that gun shit. Anyway, as should be obvious, the contradiction is here.
I see.
I mean, it kind of works in its own in context anyway.
A bullet hole in the door.
Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol. And not that it matters, but it's a .22 caliber pistol, which means that a bullet isn't entering and exiting a victim. It is entering and staying put. So it's not going to pass through the guy and then keep going for what it's worth. You don't want kids cussing? The trick is that Chris and the rest of the cast, for that matter, is more than welcome to create the content that they, capital C content that they darn wish. I don't tend to swear much on my stuff because I want to appeal to a broad range of folk. But you let the boy do him. Let the boy do him. Yes, they also mentioned the bullet was recovered from his heart, so there's that too. Yet there's also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at?
It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else.
Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be?
The murderer, of course. Good one.
I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright. Look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page.
The case summary? That's on page 1. Table of contents? That's like in the front of the book. Wow. Wowzers.
I'm losing to a bird.
Sorry.
Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. Like popcorn. Popcorn made the bullet hole. Perhaps someone poking it with a pen very hard. Order! I will have order! Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly. That the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked this second bullet. So, all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? I've not seen Twisters, no. I'm very behind on movies. What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Maya. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No. But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw that photograph, I thought 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. If only it were that simple. What's the line? It doesn't matter.
If only it were so simple.
This case has stood unsolved for 15 years. Nick?
Well, seems we have finally cleared up this incident. Only one bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth. Precisely. I'd like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Are you sorry, mister? Sorry, I'm trying to get myself into the prospect of you being 9 again. Are you super sorry for shooting your dad? Sir? If you are, I might let you off early, easy.
Hey, Husky, how you doing?
Have you been paying attention to this trial so far, young man?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any objections?
No. No, I do not.
The bullet went off the scene. Yeah. The question is, it can't just disappeared though, right? Bullets travel and they land somewhere. And the problem is nobody seems to know where, if that second bullet exists, where it went. So if the bullet exists, where did it go? And how did it disappear from the scene without a trace? That's the question.
It went to the Shoto realm. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention.
Yes, I did.
Oh no. He's accepted the guilt.
Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here.
Magician counted uno, dos, and then disappeared.
Right now. Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? Because this is kind of Looney Tunes.
I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There's so many things I know I should be saying. But my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Your Honor, I object.
Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object,
By the way, fun fact about this game initially, at least on the DS version, since the DS had a microphone for the first time in like Nintendo handheld history, you instead of hitting a button to do the objection, you could actually yell objection at your DS. And it worked like 10% of the time. Anyway. Ooh. What game are we playing? We're playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. You had to scream it, man. Nick! I don't know. His case is perfect. Like the Wi-Fi, that mic was trash. Yep. Hey, it's GG Dragons. How you doing? I'm glad you liked that, Temperance. Oh, no. Ugh. It must exist. The second bullet. Huh? What? What did you just say? Nothing. Just how boned we are. The second bullet must exist. The limit does not exist. But where? Someone took it.
It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright.
Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet. It existed. Hi, Nightwolf. How you doing?
What? We've just heard proof that it did not exist.
I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened.
But who?
The murderer. Yeah.
The murderer. Then tell us, just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that one.
So the criminal took the second bullet. But why?
Huh?
First of all, how would they found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet?
Not particularly. I don't think so. Other than, I guess, to try to hide it, but I don't think he needed to. Why would the murderer have spent that time looking for that straight bullet? I haven't got a clue.
What's wrong, Mr. Wright? The murderer had no reason to take that bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true.
Had to take it. Had to take it? The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken.
Mr. Wright!
Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take that bullet. Does that work for you?
Had to, Mr. Wright. What do you mean?
Well, for instance, what? What, Big Mouth? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer?
The bullet hit the murderer?
Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? You know? We don't get enough wide shots in this game. I feel like a lot of the other Ace Attorney games, they willy-nilly will go to the wide shot and just like show everyone just in silence. But I appreciate that there. Any SDCC, I didn't really pay attention to much ZMIce, though I did see Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. Boy, the the actual Space Mountain worth of, or amount of money that Disney had to hand that man to re-enter Marvel has got to be intense. Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened?
Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murderer himself was shot. Sorry, gender neutral. And they left with the second bullet still inside of them, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime.
Hey, Rengoku boy. I bet he pulls it off. I'm just very surprised. Dr. Doom Marvel? Yes, he is. Yeah. I guess that's how it would work, yes.
But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean
the murderer came from outside, yes. Yeah, the bullet went out the elevator door, so, like, it doesn't have to be one of the three inside, right? We're finally starting to figure that out. It's not really that hard.
It's not really that hard. Not at all.
One moment. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Who is this, like, Lex Luthor Bond villain man that they're putting in here? I love it. It's the judge without a beard, really.
Mr. Wright, you're truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved in the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone.
Hey, Nick!
Huh?
I just thought of something really crazy.
Crazy?
Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday?
No.
Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow.
It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. But yes, that's right. Von Karma was extremely upset about losing in court. And was so mad that he did nothing and then took a vacation for 7 months. Probably for no reason. Just an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
What if Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock?
But took it because he was injured. The anime changes it so he took a single day off. That makes more sense, honestly. I don't know, man. Like, this whole bit here is great. I love it. But in real life is ridiculous. But the notion of taking several months off afterwards for what happens here it seems that would be a little weird. Do I cuss? Sometimes. If it's useful. Or it's very funny.
Which would mean
It could only mean one thing.
he was the murderer in the DL6 incident.
He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth.
It was Von Karma.
Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Rick. Until notable injury, I guess. Just realize, Frat Bound, you actually play. Yeah, I do both. I
think of myself as a puppeteer. I play the character, and I also do the boys.
Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed.
No, Your Honor.
Well, you've indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside.
I just answered your question, Venom.
Can you give us the name of your suspect?
Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? Do it! Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect.
Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect?
Man Ray! My hands are shaking. Palm sweaty, Mama Spaghetti.
The what?
Von Karma!
Von Karma. You mean the Von Karma? The famous prosecutor? Also the one standing right there? You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify.
Nick! Let's find out who his doctor is.
It's no use.
Edgeworth?
I know Von Karma. Perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness.
Nobody's that perfect.
So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane!
No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. But where? Like the game better than the anime? Yeah, I mean, the anime kind of glosses things over for the sake of narrative, and I think it's fine. But this is the way to do it, I think. I think it's the best to play the games first and then go watch the anime afterwards.
Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot?
It's impossible!
It'd be impossible to find the doctor who operated on Von Karma now. Even if Von Karma did undergo surgery.
It seems you have finally come to your senses. You've realized the truth. You can't prove something that didn't happen.
Nick!
The court record. There must be something. The court record? What could be in there? There's no time. I better think on it as I go. All right, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much.
What?
The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... my badge! Here's a fun one. You ready for this? The implication here. If this man has been shot, and to maintain a perfect story, did not contact a doctor or work with anyone to try to heal himself after being shot, where does that leave the bullet? Number one. And number two, how can we find it?
I'm just going to click on this here metal detector.
Von Karma's perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself.
Huh. You don't mean...
I do. Take bleep. There's a possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma.
Is that even possible? For all these years?
Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. Oh, he don't like that one bit, no sir. He don't like that, not at all.
I refuse. You refuse? But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order! Order! Order!
Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for the suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
What about my freedoms? The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. The only reason we have a metal detector, by the way, is we borrowed it from the detective earlier yesterday, and we never gave it back to him.
Enough! I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick, what does this mean?
I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Uh-oh. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma?
You.
It was you.
I was afraid this would happen. And so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
I love that so much. The bullet here? No, that's different. That's unrelated. Different bullet. Don't worry about it. Where? Don't worry about it. It's my bullet. You don't need to know about it. It reminds me, there's actually, unfortunately, a few months ago, there was a person who was going around, and I preface this with this is gruesome, right? There was a dude going around like chopping up ladies here in the Milwaukee area, Milwaukee, Chicago area, right? And police were tracking this guy down, right? For a couple days, trying to find the guy. They get into his house, they question him, and they find blood everywhere in his house, right? The defense that the man comes up with is that it's not the woman they're looking for's blood. That blood is unrelated, Your Honor. That blood does not relate to this present case, and therefore you cannot hit me up for this blood. And it's like, not sure that's gonna hold, bud. What's this blood from, bud? These rejections are only opening more questions, sir. Anyway. Oh, thank you, Rengoku. What?
I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident.
I slaughtered a pig today. It was a bad idea to do it on my white carpet.
I claim that the bullet in my shoulder is no relation to DL6. But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is the state's... It is this on the state to provide burden of proof.
He like declares suddenly when he's in the defense chair for the first time. We're like, why didn't we ever think of that? Jeez. Because it's totally true. In real court cases, the defense does not have to figure out who done it. They just have to prove that there's a very reasonable doubt that somebody or that their client was not the murderer. These bodies aren't the current victims you're looking for, so you don't need to continue to question me. You don't have to worry about these. These are different. These are unrelated. It's rather unusual for someone to have a bullet in their body, especially when they're from Japan-California.
It's Mr. Wright who must prove something here, not I. Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
Can you spell bullet?
Of course he can't.
B-U-L-L-E-T.
No! You don't have any of the DL6 in evidence.
That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday.
With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright.
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. Wait, no, I'm not sorry.
What?
You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof. That's what's kind of wild about this case, right? Von Karma could have absolutely 100% left this thing alone, but decided to poke the bear on the last day of 15 years he had to try to hide it. Why? What is so broken in your brain that won't let you just get away?
Oops. What?
Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. Hey, I got myself another bullet. And I bet you it has the same ballistic markings as the bullet in that there shoulder. But it's pure hubris, right? If he didn't do this, he would have gotten away with it. He just had to. He couldn't let it. He couldn't leave. Yeah, I was gonna say, the hatred for that 9-year-old is so strong.
That's a bullet. Ah! Get down! Where did you get that?
This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact.
Ballistic markings.
You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago.
Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Would you like me to state any further facts for you today? All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate.
We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets have been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, You will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet and solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma?
That scream. I've heard that scream before.
Like Von Karma's got this like extremely low, intimidating, intense voice, but when he gets shot, he goes, "Ah!"
I've heard that scream before.
Ah!
Wait, I know.
Help! I can't breathe!
Quiet. I said quiet. You're not making this any easier.
Stop breathing my air! I'll stop you! Stop breathing my air!
Get away.
Get away from my father! Ah!
It's the scream I heard in the elevator. 15 years ago. I feel the trauma lifting. And being inflicted with new trauma. My adoptive father, Von Karma, it was you who screamed.
Mr. Von Karma?
Ah!
Edgeworth, only you dare defy me.
So it was you.
You and your father are my curse! Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you! I'll bury you with my bare hands! Death! Death! You're the reason I can't have hot dad bod summer! 15 years earlier. Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you'll have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth. It was a shock like none I'd ever known. Me, penalized. It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. Must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then, there was a noise.
Sorry, if I keep doing it, it'll become funny, right? That's how this works?
I was in pain. A horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. Merry Christmas. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious.
Yeah, it's called he was dead. He was unconscious, then you shot him, and he stayed unconscious.
He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought that another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge!
What? Sorry, huh?
What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it!
Very well.
It appears we have come a very long way to the end of this maze.
Oh, don't worry, Judge. This is like the shortest last case of the entire series. Yeah, credit where credit's due. Von Karma me's like, this sucks. Anyway, finish this. I'm done. I'm out, man. You got me. This is fun, but I guess I'm done.
Appears we have come, 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
you were innocent. You are innocent. You will be innocent. Until you commit murder, then you won't be.
Didn't take Spirit of Justice take one on the second long second stream to finish? Maybe. I don't remember. I just remember they really like to linger. They like to soak it in.
As you said, it was all a nightmare.
Yes, Your Honor.
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
Not guilty. Yeah! Woo! We did it! Huzzah!
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Yeah, we're done with this case. Now we just ride off into the sunset for the rest of this. And I figure we'll probably end the stream once we're done with this case. I think even the credits roll on this. I'm pretty certain. So we'll do the credits on this, and then we'll do case 5 starting on Tuesday. Schedule, by the way, coming up here, friends, as we're getting close to the end of the stream. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, once again for Ace Attorney. We're back to that three-dayer. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. What if it did like Majora's Mask Rando? What if it was it? No. I don't know if I want to set that up. Would be fun, but I don't know if I have the beans to set it up. Because we tried it once and then I got really frustrated and then I stopped. But what if we tried again and I got as frustrated as I did last time? What if we had fun that way? Anyway, more Supermarket Sim. I'm waiting until that game updates more. I've kind of hit a. I feel like I've hit a sort of limit, if that makes sense. It's we don't really need to do any more. I was just saying rando for Majora as opposed to that, or regular Link or regular Legend of Zelda or Zelda 2 because I haven't played those games before. Rando crowd control. Uh-oh. Maybe I just start off with a regular rando. Welcome, Raiders. How you doing on this fine Sunday evening? Good evening, welcome. My name is Shadow Temple. Welcome to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We are actually at the very end of this here case. Case 4 of the original Ace Attorney. How's the stream, Dino? What were you up to? What's going on? How you been? How's it been going? How's your stream? What were you up to? Friends, we literally just got the big the big reveal at the end of this. So if you haven't seen this game before, but it's fine. Samus the Sus said Among Us twice. Uh-oh. Boom, dun, 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 dun. December 28th, 5:38 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2.
Nick! We did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed! I gotta say, I'm impressed.
It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it.
You know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory.
So it's finally over, Edgeworth.
Right.
Yeah?
I'm not sure how to say this.
I know. Try, I love you.
I see. Thank you, Wright.
Boo! You're welcome.
I think you could have done better than that.
See?
Sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing. Feelings.
You've got a lot to learn, Edgeworth.
She's got you there.
Whoop! Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. Whoop! And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month, but who cares?
See, Mr. Edgeworth, you should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you.
I see. Everyone, dinner's on me, which I'll then make Gumshoe pay for.
Much better.
Whoop!
I feel foolish.
Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it.
Been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded.
Hey, y'all. Remember I was in this game? No? Okay. Lotta! Y'all were great in there.
Thank you.
Yo, Edgeworth, congrats.
Whoop.
Actually, you know, I got him at that line was just as funny.
Thank y'all very much.
I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar and even know no one was there.
You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you?
Yeah, well, let bygones but be bygones, eh?
Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta?
Who, me? Oh, I went back to college. I gave up trying to be an investigator photographer pretty quick.
Really? That's too bad.
Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park?
Huh?
It's over, Nick! My life is over!
Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now?
Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world.
You don't look sick.
His fiancée, she's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. I can't keep up with them out there. She's leaving me behind.
Should have seen that coming.
Yo, Edgy, there you are.
I got over that quick.
Yes. Here I am.
Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration.
Celebration? That's unusual for you.
Harry Butts. You come along tonight too. My treat, pal.
Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Whoever you are. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? Right? He's not throwing me in prison again. I can't survive in prison. Do you see this face?
I think you'll be fine, Larry.
Right.
Yeah? What's up?
That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it. He gave me money.
Well, yeah. That's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. Wait, he gave you money? He still hasn't paid me for that jerk.
It's $38, right?
So you can buy a nice used game at GameStop. What do you need, Edgeworth? What do you want from me? Huh. What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly?
Nick! Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school?
$38? No.
No! Larry, it was you?
What are you so surprised about, Wright?
Huh?
Larry was absent that day from school, right? That doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect.
What?
Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored, so he came to school anyway.
Uh-huh.
Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history.
Spirit's final trial is only one stream? What? Okay, but the trial before that must have been absurd, right?
I was never good at history. I stole money from people.
Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you?
I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember?
Yeah, too well.
Right. You may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. Right smells. When something smells, it's usually the right.
No, it was the butts.
Oh yes, the butts. Sorry. I forgot.
I know.
Really, right? I'm surprised you didn't figure it out.
Well, this is sure an unexpected turn of events, isn't it? But I'm sure everyone's gotten over it at this point. No one's mad at me. Not me, Larry Butts. Yeah,
Edgeworth? You should have told me!
Now, Nick, it was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'd say so, yes.
There you have it.
Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. I planned my entire life out about this whole thing.
Well, you've always been something of an insufferable emotionalist.
Yeah, what you said. You get worked up too easily, too.
Death. The death sentence for both of you. I don't think I know I don't become a prosecutor.
The same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought that I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth, want to switch, right?
Hey, y'all! I'm still here. Hey, photo time, let's go!
And after that, dinner on me. It's mostly hot dogs. I'll make them myself.
Detective Gumshoe took us out of the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, even though Edgeworth himself was still in detention. Maybe the state will pay me, but we're not state appointed. We pick up these cases on our own, privately. We should just wait till the state assigns us, man. December 29th, 5:02 a.m., Wright & Company law offices. Ugh. Went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? It's still only 5 a.m. Maybe I should go back to sleep. Is he sleeping on the couch in his office? Or does he live here? We never really see Phoenix's, like, home. Like, wherever he actually goes when he's done with work for the day. I don't think we've ever seen that space. Anyway. What's this? A letter.
Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium. In training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you. But I couldn't. I was useless. So, I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick.
Oh. Goodbye? What time is it? The first trains for the mountains have already left. To the station! I guess I'm too late. Nick! Maya! So, you're leaving?
Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits.
Yeah, I suppose.
And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay?
Wait!
What?
I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help.
Huh?
On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice.
You heard my sister?
Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything.
Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I hate Gumshoe. I hate Grossberg. And I hate Larry. They drive me to leave. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick.
You were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya.
Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze.
Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped.
Evidence?
Show Maya some evidence to cheer her up. The bullet! She managed to grab the bullet! And thank you, Dragon Slayer. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to getting that one done coming up here soon.
A bullet?
Von Karma was convinced he had taken all the evidence pertaining to DL6. But you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma. And you're the one who gave it to me.
Nick.
Thanks, Maya. I couldn't have done it without you.
I'll be back soon.
Huh?
I'm going to complete my training and come back.
Okay. I'll be waiting.
Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless.
I don't know about that. Wow, that was awful.
So, this is it.
See you soon, Maya. Oh, Maya, no.
Thanks, Nick.
And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. With the same old crazy cast of characters. Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur.
Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim?
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, I got a bad feeling about this. And there it is, friends. The original Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Hey, pal. Mr. Edgeworth came down the precinct to wish me a Happy New Year. Talk about a pleasant surprise.
Whoop! Detective Gumshoe!
And he hung his head and went right back out inside. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh?
Yeah, where it all began. And now we're 12 games in.
Huh? Nick? Nah, I haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working at a cheese shop. And Missy's a nice lady, but you know, not exactly what you'd call a cheap date, huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now, yeah.
Oh, Larry. Oh, Larry. Winston?
Who? Wright? Yeah, I remember him. I hear he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful.
Started playing and love this game? Yeah. Yeah, and for what it's worth, we are going to do, we're still going to do the 5th case in this game. It's just unrelated to the first 4.
Phoenix Wright? Oh, yes, the defense attorney for whom I wrote that affidavit for, yes. Oh, you should know I've taken over the management of the Gatewater Hotel recently. Should you be in the area, please stop by.
Boy, I'm going to have to remember all these voices in the moment here. Yeah, we're going to play this game. We're going to play Justice for All and then Trials and Tribulations.
Oh, it's you, Phoenix Wright. Yes, me as understudy, yes. I wonder what he's doing. Haven't seen him as of late. The days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you say. Yes.
You're going to play all the games again? That's what I'm doing, DJ Joycey. That's exactly why, too. We're playing the original trilogy so we can then sneak in Investigations, because Investigations takes place in the midst of this.
Phoenix Wright? Is he an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. You're finally putting him to... Everything says I was supposed to keep...
It was too fast. It was even too fast for her, for being too fast. I could read it, I couldn't say it out loud in time.
I'm pleased to announce the Pink Princess is a hit. I'm sure that Mr. Wright is a great deal. Oh, and I'm keeping my face out of the public eye till the show's over. I wouldn't want to ruin any kids' dreams, you know.
We got Edgeworth free. We did, Mice. Absolutely. Yeah, so we still got one more game here, or one more case here, and then 2 more games, and then we'll get to it.
Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit but didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. She said she can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living at anyway?
Hey, Robin. We just finished here for the night, for the most part. You got to the moment. Well, there's always the VOD, CMIs.
Right? Who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk Pink Princess. All right. But, I snuck into the studio the other day, and I saw her. The one inside the Pink Princess suit? Ugh, what a dog. I was kind of shocked for a boy of my tender age.
It's pretty wild that Mr. Manly Beefcake, Will Powers, is in the Pink Princess outfit.
Yeah, I remember, right? That lore guy. Well, me? I'm training to become a paranormal photographer. You know that picture I took of everyone? Well, just behind him, there's a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous.
A ghost? What? What do you mean by that?
Shinji Mikami, been with the series since the very beginning.
Ghost?
Would you look at that? Victory, but sideways, because it was originally in Japanese. Capcom getting in there, man. Hold it. We ain't done yet. A brand new episode has been added. And honestly, this episode doesn't really do a ton for the series, but it is a fun episode, and we do get to meet one of the coolest characters in the series. Yeah, exactly. This is where Sky comes from. You hang out with her all the time in Apollo Justice, but this is where she starts. It's pretty fun. So yeah, we'll start up that case on Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, friends. We'll get into case 5 and see what awaits us. For what it's worth, they pretty much do a clean cut. There are no really returning characters except for Judge. I think Gumshoe comes back, but the rest of it is all there. So it should be something fun to hit up when we return. Save our progress up to this point, though, please. And yeah, like I said, we'll come back on Tuesday, friends. Schedule for this week. I do believe I'm going to be streaming every day this week per normal. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I think I'm going to start, assuming I can start raising money for Zeldathon, I might try to start doing some Zelda games, because Zeldathon, friends, for those unaware, I do a now yearly charity marathon called Zeldathon, where we all get together, a bunch of friends get together for a week and play all of the Zelda games to raise money for charity. I've been doing it since 2009. Oh, God. just turn into dust. But yeah, and we're hoping to raise more money for charity then. And it would be fun maybe to raise some money for charity before we even get started. So we'll see how it goes. But in any case, yeah, like I said, I'll probably start doing some Zelda stuff tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We will figure that out. I will kind of work on things, and then you'll find out as we go.